We have Julie's account number, the routing number for the bank, everything we need to access the funds.
Now, Julie was posing as Marcia Cooper when she opened the account. So you're going to have to walk into that bank posing as Marcia for this to work.
Fred, no. Julie had to have dealt with somebody face to face. If the banker who helped her sees me, I'll get busted before I make it to the car. It will never work.
Where there's a will and cash, there's a way.
Just a few minutes until I start.
Okay. You nervous?
A little.
Well, you know, a solo is a big deal. But you are so well rehearsed that you're going to be fine. I know it.
You will be just absolutely fine. Now, okay, the important thing, where do you want us to sit? Where?
In the front row.
Oh, right.
Now, I see cookies and punch, but where's the popcorn?
There's no popcorn at a ballet.
Oh, how about cotton candy?
Daddy. Oh, Lucy, did you bring enough film?
Yeah, I do. I have 5 rolls right in here, but I think I'm wasting a battery or something here.
Hello, excuse me. Hello there. Look at you. A prima ballerina, to be sure. Balanchine would be proud.
Hey, Serena, go put your stuff down, get yourself warmed up, okay?
Okay,
good
break
luck.
a little leg, but don't really. You know what I mean. Oh, hey, hi.
What brings you here?
Well, I apologize for the intrusion, but getting out of the hotel seemed like a good idea, and I have some news that just couldn't wait.
Well, we're all ears.
I spoke with the plant manager at one of my factories, and it seems they're experiencing some downtime before they do the next run on my product line.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that I think I can sneak in a limited production of the Serena dresses ASAP.
Define limited.
Well, I think we can turn around 20,000 pieces.
Wow. Oh, boy, that would take care at least the bulk of our first order.
Congratulations.
Well, I don't think you're going to do this out of the goodness of your heart, so what's in it for you? Now, I don't mean to look a gift horse in the mouth, but what is in this for you?
Oh, Mr. Bordiso, you are such a miracle worker. I can't get over this. I just spoke to you yesterday, and Scott and I can't believe how fast you got on this.
Yeah, well, we batted around the idea of bringing you in, but we still need to talk about it. Obviously, you're a strong believer in Lucy's line here, so...
Well, yes, of course. Of course he is, because anybody who sees my dresses on women knows that it's going to be a tremendous boost in their romance and their lives, you know, and he'd be crazy not to understand the vision of my line.
Indeed.
Now, what exactly would the terms of this partnership be?
Well, I'd agree to the same fee structure you had with your previous manufacturer, plus a share of the profits when the marketplace is spoken.
Well, listen, why don't we just put this in our pockets for a while, because I came here to watch my daughter dance.
Ah, of course.
Yeah, see you in there. Oh, they're so cute.
Hey, oh my gosh, don't you look lovely?
Beautiful girl, look at you. Wow.
You guys are just in time. I'm almost starting.
Okay.
Okay, we'll be right there.
I don't believe it. Excuse me.
No, Ken,
What?
don't.
What the hell's he doing here?
I don't know. Normally I would go with your first impulse to knock him into next week, but now is not the time or place.
Well, there's always the parking lot after the show.
Serena's recital is starting right about now. I wish I could make it.
Oh, you make tomorrow's performance, right?
Yeah, I promised her I would. I just wanted to make both.
Well, listen, I'll tell you what. Why don't I take Neil to the next one, and we can go to the arcade afterwards?
It's a date. I love it when we can all hang out together. And I can go over flower girl duties with Serena. I love thinking about our wedding, don't you? The best part, besides you putting the ring on my finger, of course, will be my father giving me away.
I'm so glad you get to have that.
Yeah, Lee, Gail, Scott, Serena, it's the whole family I didn't realize I had a few years ago. Wow. What color do you think the bridesmaids should wear?
Plaid.
Yeah, lumberjack wedding. That'd be really original. People could throw wood chips instead of rice.
Yeah, actually, there's only one thing I'm interested in. That'd be my bachelor party.
If I hear one raunchy story about
Oh, you won't hear anything, I promise you, because I will make every guy there take a vow of silence.
Good luck. Few men have learned the fine art of keeping their mouths shut.
That is not true.
So, have you given any thought to the color scheme for a wedding party?
Tons.
Any ideas at all?
Well, frankly, I think that we should get a new wedding coordinator.
Well, even after we already told Courtney she could do it.
Okay, so much has happened this last year. I personally wouldn't feel comfortable with the three of us working together. I mean, it's stressful enough to plan a wedding without having to deal with all that history.
I certainly wouldn't mind if it wasn't Courtney.
Right. Well, then it's settled. I will talk to her.
I'm the one that hired her.
But I'm the one who brought up letting her go. Now, Karen, she's not going to take this well.
Rock, paper, scissors. The one that loses gives Courtney her walking papers.
No, listen, I need to handle this, okay? Better if it comes from me.
You realize what our problem is?
Yeah, I'll definitely get busted if I try and pass myself off as Julie, a.k.a. Marcia Cooper.
Which is why we're going about this the wrong way. This is the computer age. Virtual banking means never having to set foot outside your front door.
You make it sound so easy.
Well, it's not, but with a fake ID, we might be able to open an account in another bank and have the funds transferred electronically.
Okay, fine. Then that way we wouldn't risk the chance of somebody remembering what Marcia Cooper looks like. But Frank, at the very least, we'll have to sign something to authorize that transfer.
How good are you at forging signatures?
I can learn.
Start practicing. I'll get whatever fake documentation we need. Driver's license, passports. Okay. Smile. You're about to become Marcia Cooper.
She was awesome, wasn't she fabulous? She was so adorably, awesomely wonderful.
Well, what do you think? She's my kid. She's got the Baldwin rhythm.
Yeah, and despite that, she managed to stay right on the beat with the rest of the little girls.
A comedian all of a sudden.
Yeah, I tried.
Hey, you were awesome.
You were fantastic. Wait a minute. Fantastic.
Thanks. I saw you taking lots of pictures.
Oh, well, she took about 6 rolls or so. Hey, you know what I heard? They're having a special on hot fudge sundaes for little ballerinas. So why don't you run like a little bunny and get ready?
Okay.
She was wonderful. I appreciate the opportunity to stay and watch. You'll let me know.
Yes, we will. We will.
Oh, yes, very soon. Very, very soon.
Good.
Thank you. Ta.
What, are you up to your old shenanigans again? Keeping things from me, going behind my back?
No, I promise. I didn't ask him. He just sort of offered to make a few phone calls. I had no idea he was going to run with the idea.
What idea? What idea? Going your end of manufacturing? That end of the deal here? I mean, they might as well sign it in blood with this guy.
I was just as surprised as you were. Okay, not quite as surprised as you were. But I wasn't out there looking for a white knight.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that maybe he's like the Trojan horse that comes to town and who knows what's inside of it? And where does this guy get off showing up to my daughter's recital?
I recall now that you were a patron of the arts, Evelyn. Keep walking. Oh.
Too bad you weren't around when I first met David. You could have beat him up then.
With pleasure.
There's something about that guy that just brings out my primitive side.
I want to find out what he's doing here.
Maybe we should do some reconnaissance.
I will. Hi.
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 Hey.
Thank you for inviting us. Serena was fantastic.
She was beautiful.
Yes.
Well, no, she wanted both of you guys here.
Well, you certainly took a lot of pictures.
Oh, so you noticed. I actually hurt my finger. I will definitely send you copies when I get them.
Great, thanks.
I saw you talking to David Bordiso. How long have you known him?
Well,
Are you aware of who he is?
We have a pretty good idea, yes.
Oh, well, then you know he's just absolutely huge in the fashion industry. And do you know he's very excited about my vision of the Serena line, so I can tell you he has impeccable taste.
Eve, get something on your mind.
Just watch your back.
Why do you say that?
There's no polite way to say this. The man is a cutthroat, and I wouldn't take whatever line he's feeding you at face value. Well, you know, it is a common misconception about the fashion industry that people are all cutthroats in it. I think being tough is very good in this case.
I'm sure you and Scott can take care of yourselves. But she said cutthroat, not tough.
Well, I don't know what Eve has heard, but I can assure you I have met with the man, and he seems very charming, very cultured, very sophisticated. I haven't just heard of him. I know him. And whatever charm he manages to throw off covers a pit where his heart should be.
Being a little rough on him, huh?
It's accurate.
Well, okay then. Thank you. Thank you both for your advice. I will take it under advisement. For what it's worth, be careful. Tell Serena we said goodbye.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Kevin?
Bye.
I'm ready.
Oh,
Was
hey,
I really
hey.
great?
Oh, you were absolutely perfect. You were awesome, fantastic. Wait a minute.
Your best performance to date.
Wait, one more. Oh, shoot, my batteries.
Hello?
Joe, hi. Hey, I'm happy to see you. I just wish Neil was here, but he's at a friend's.
I actually came to see you.
Really? Well, then today's my lucky day. What's up?
Karen and I are going forward with our wedding plans.
Oh, yes. I have a few suggestions for table arrangements, flowers, menus for the reception, stuff like that. I wrote it all down.
Courtney, listen, Karen and I are big fans of your work. But we decided that maybe it's better if we get another wedding coordinator.
Joe, why? I've always gotten compliments on my work. I take care of everything, so you don't have to.
You know, I don't doubt that for a second. But this situation is a little different than most.
We're all adults, you know? So what if we have a little history?
Courtney, we have a son together. I mean, there are emotional issues among all of us that don't mix well with planning a wedding.
Is that how Karen feels? Because
No,
if it is, I
it's
could...
how we both feel.
I see. Well, I have a few other gigs lined up, but I was looking forward to this job.
We still want you to be a guest at the wedding. And I still plan on asking Neil to be the ring bearer.
Okay. You know, who knows? Maybe I'll catch the bouquet. I'm sure your wedding will be beautiful, no matter who plans it.
Here you go.
Thank you. Oh.
Whoever that is, they're gonna be sorry they came.
Scott. Kevin. Is Eve around?
Yeah, come on in.
Eve, looks like Scott followed us home.
Hey. So what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, I didn't want to grill you at the recital, but I need to ask you a few questions about Bordiso.
Oh. Yeah.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
Well, to make a long story short, David Bordiso was one of my customers.
Well, I figured that the way you looked at him. Something was fishy, but I want to know about his business dealings.
He never discussed anything specific with me, but I do know that people find out much too late that DV will do anything to win.
As in, like, sabotage?
Sabotage?
Yeah, like, you take a new dress line and you just squash it because it's competition.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
Have you and Lucy been having trouble with the Serena line?
Someone tampered with our sprinkler system at our warehouse. Our entire inventory was ruined just when we were ready to ship, and then this guy shows up.
Well, that sounds like DV. He's ruthless, and he enjoys crushing people.
Oh.
What, that's funny?
No, I've known people like him all my life. I'll handle him.
Honey, I'm home. Somebody's cooking it. It smells like Teflon.
No, it's enchiladas. Oh, how'd it go with Courtney?
Well, her feelings were hurt. But she said she'd get some other gigs to make up for the lost business, so case closed.
There's a nurse in pediatrics, and she's getting married, and she was looking for a wedding planner, so I gave her Courtney's name.
Somebody's conscience getting the better part of them?
Well, why not, you know? If it'll help make up for lost income.
Well, that's a good idea. It'll help soften the blow anyway.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Didn't I make curfew? What did I miss?
Your hen-pecked brother fired me as a wedding consultant.
What did you do this time?
Nothing. Karen obviously put him up to it. He made some vague reference to emotional tension, whatever that's supposed
Well,
to mean.
forget about it. That wedding is never going to happen anyway.
It will if we don't stop it. Planning that ridiculous event was a good excuse to be around Joe. Now I'll hardly ever be able to see him.
Oh, I'm sure he's crying about that.
What do you know, Frank? You weren't in Greece. After everything we went through, I am certain Joe still has feelings for me.
Deeply buried, no doubt.
Your brother would be here more often if it wasn't for Karen's leash.
Once we get Julie's money to finance our plan against Chris, we'll rent an apartment across from the Lovebird so you can get what you want. We'll monitor their every little move. You'll have plenty of opportunities to worship St. Joseph. Now, here's your passport.
Goes fast.
No use wasting time. To make a withdrawal from a bank, you need ID. Say hello to Marcia Cooper and her money.
I know Scott is used to taking care of himself. But I hate to see him so confident going up against DV.
But Scott's a big boy. All he has to do is refuse Bordiso's deal and the game's over.
I wish it were that simple. But if DV has chosen to go after Scott and Lucy, he already knows everything about them. Everything. There was definitely a point to him being at Serena's recital.
Do you think Serena's in danger?
Oh, using children has never been something that DV has done in the past, but, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he knows that she was kidnapped. He looks for the weak spot.
Well, whatever his plan, Scott seems to relish the idea of a good fight.
Yeah. Well, that's if you were playing by the rules. And once DV decides to go after you, he makes up the rules as he goes along.
Hey, you.
Daddy, we bought you an ice cream sundae. Your favorite.
Hey, Pumpkinhead, why don't you run in the kitchen and get that sundae for your dad? You know, it's in the freezer, of course, and get him a spoon and get lots of napkins, and go ahead. Take your time, take your sweet, simple time. I want you to read this. Fashion Variety right here, top of the page. Go ahead, read it. Read it. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Just listen, please. 7th Avenue is abuzz with the news that David Bordiso is starting a romantic line of evening wear based on the historical inspiration of the antebellum dress. He stole my idea.
But I'm not going to tell you I told you so.
Fine. I don't care what you tell me. Nobody does this to me and gets away with it.
Monday on Good Morning America, it's the first day on the job for new weatherman Tony Perkins, plus Mary Lou Henner's 30-day makeover. That's Monday on Good Morning America. Congratulations to Ken Schreiner, winner of Outstanding Male Scene Stealer by Soap Opera Digest for his role as Scott Baldwin.